Testing. All right, welcome to the show. Glad to be back. It's uh it's been an amazing week. Had a closing last week, a couple weeks ago, which had my clients actually they got paid to buy a home, which is an amazing thing. They had a check at the closing table instead of the other way around. And that's what happens when you got someone with you on the or with you on the same side negotiating you against the other side. I was able to get a ton of seller concessions. The seller paid my commissions. They did a bunch of repairs on the home. Of course, this is a resale home. So it was quite a week, maybe even 2 weeks of hardcore negotiating with them. It's never easy. It's never easy. And so this kind of leads me into the AI hiring or going on ChatGPT to buy a home. And before we begin, if we haven't met yet, my name is Armando. Been living in Houston over 30 years now, and I was actually thinking if I could live somewhere else, hopefully this mic is a little bit as close. I was actually, can I live? Someone asked me this the other day. Do you see yourself living anywhere else? And I had to think about it. I was, back in the early 2000s when I graduated high school. I know I'm dating myself right now. I was like, man, I really love Austin. Austin is an amazing, it's just an amazing place. You have Lake Travis, you have Austin, the downtown cityscapes to the cool little tunnels that you have with the cycling, hiking, and biking path. And then, I went to college and then it just I don't know, it changed a lot. And I'm sure you guys know the change, but I know I visited back there back and forth. However, I was like, you know what? I like Houston. I really like Houston. So, anyways, 30 years in Houston, became licensed now 6 years ago. I just renewed my license about it was actually it's due in 7 days. So I renewed it a couple weeks ago, maybe even 3 weeks ago. So we're good on that side. And we are here at the Houston Pulse Market Minute that I like to do, once a week, maybe even twice a week. And we're going to talk about some very interesting things on what's happening, even this week in my brokerage, which are kind of aligned with some other brokerages that are doing a lot of strategic moves as far as listings are concerned. And EXP Realty is who I'm with. And I've been with them now 5.5 years. And EXP has been leading, and I know I'm going to sound biased because I'm with them, but it's true. And I think I've heard other top agents say that EXP and the leader of it, Leo Perea, has been doing a really great job of getting ahead of things. He was one of, I say we as in, my brokerage put out, and he was the leader along with the other brokers in the organization, is we put out new forms, EXP forms, and before our new contracts were written up, and for the state of Texas because of the NAR decision, the National Association of Realtors, and my brokerage were the first to pioneer these new contracts that implemented a lot of the new NAR changes and the rules. And so we had new contracts, EXP, and I believe any agent can use them. They're not exclusive to one brokerage or the other. I think that's what makes EXP great. It's for everybody. And then our state contracts for the state of Texas changed that. Theirs 2 years ago. And then we just got new contracts in January, I believe. So, yeah, lots of changes has been happening. And so, EXP a couple days ago, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, we came out again. When I say we, Leo Perea came out on Instagram talking about our new coming soon um, uh, strategy, right? So currently, our coming soons, if you want to put our coming soon listing, say you're a seller out there, right? And we have the photos ready and the home is decluttered, all the things that your agent, your professional agent's telling you to do. Maybe it's me, maybe it's not. Get the home ready and you're ready for market. And so I like to put my listings on coming soons to build that hype, to build that momentum, because maybe it's on a Monday or, a Sunday, right? And so, usually it's best to release the listing Wednesday or Thursday into the following week versus a Monday or Tuesday, which doesn't build as much hype, right? So so that's where you can put the coming soon. Now don't leave it on for 21 days, which is our time limit, maybe 3 to 4 days. But however, the big difference is the public does not see those coming soons. In different parts of the nation, it does actually syndicates to like the Zillows and the Realtor.coms, Homes.com, and everything. Here in Houston, HAR does not. It only populates inside the MLS system of uh, HAR agents, people who are subscribers, and they see all the upcoming coming soons. And this week, Leo Perea, he came out with eXp Realty, made a decision to do the non-exclusive portal via the Zenlist, which we already have, which is an off-market platform within our own brokerage of eXp Realty. So if you want to do it, if you want to stay off market sellers, we can use Zenlist. I know there's other brokerages out there that have this private exclusive program. We have the same thing. I think almost every brokerage has the same thing. Maybe some other brokers dress it up way more fancy than it really is, but we have an off-market platform called Zenlist. Zenlist is the portal that I can put on into the system because we're a cloud-based brokerage, and that portal now will go to homes.com, realtor.com, and it will go to comehome.com, which is a Google product. And so that is going to get, I believe, 170 million audiences even before it gets on HAR. Yeah, 170 monthly viewers. I had to check it. But yeah, so that gets us ahead of the curve. Now, if I get it right, it's open. That portal is open to a lot of the brokers. So you're talking to Zillow, right? So Zillow is a big powerhouse where everyone now, all the consumers, it pretty much almost runs the real estate listings with HAR. HAR is also open to the public, which is something different from all the other nations. So, or the other states, excuse me. And so I believe Zillow charges some other brokers uh, to have their coming soon listings pushed out on their platform as a coming soon, right? And so what this transparency that Leo Perea has been doing for our brokers, because again, he's always a step ahead. He's always coming out and being very innovative. Is look, Zillow or anyone else wants to use our portal, you can use it and get the data. And now if they so choose, our my coming soons can be put on Zillow, which is a competitor to homes.com, realtor.com, and then the comehome.com. So that is a good update for my broker on what they're doing to help. It's a seller and buyer centric product. It's a seller buyer centric just way to connect the sellers and buyers, whether it's faster to prep for showings, to get the buyer agents, because we have a lot of great agents here in Houston, to look up the zoning, not zoning, but look at the HOA rules. Maybe you can put animals on it, maybe not. I mean, just kind of prep everything to get the buyer ready for that showing, and look at the surveys, all the restrictions or non-restrictions, and all that. So I think it's a really good way to push our listings out to more people very quickly, and to decrease the time between it being ready to go, whether the photos are everything's in the system, to now being active, where boom, it shoots out to the public. So I think it's a really good move that my brokerage EXP put out. And I know there's other models out there that are competitive in a way. However, I believe that we're really gonna be as competitive, maybe even more, into getting, connecting more sellers and buyers faster. So that's ultimately the newest thing in my brokerage that affects the MLS at HAR. Now, again, you have to follow your rules. However, HAR does allow this where we can use this public marketing. Of course, if the seller wants it, if they decide to do this route, maybe not. That's great. If you don't want it as a coming soon and just boom, put it active, on Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever day you guys direct us, then we can do that too. So we're going to dive right in and what we're going to talk about. Lots to talk about. And if you haven't pushed the subscribe button, I'd love for you to do that. I'd love to have you smash that like button. Maybe not now, maybe during the show or after the show. And comment below where you're from, if you're an agent, if you're a buyer out there. Maybe you're confused. Maybe you have a lot of questions and answers. I'll definitely check the chat from time to time during my show. Or maybe you're a seller out there, really worried about or concerned with the inventory, with the outlook, and everything like that. And I do updates on everywhere, really, push out everywhere. So that's very helpful for everybody. So let's just get right into it. So, something is changing inside Houston's real estate market, guys, and most people won't even recognize it until it costs them. Homes are sitting longer and price reductions are becoming very normal again, guys. And when we say that, that's kind of like a normalized, healthy market because the market has probably only increased 2% last year, year over year. And so, buyers, especially inside the loop, are quietly gaining leverage, which means I just told you I just closed on a listing. I was the buyer's agent on it, and they actually got a check at closing, guys. They got paid to buy a house, and which is amazing. So, but the real question is, would it be a mistake to make an $800,000 decision based on a market that no longer exists? So, you're watching the Houston Pulse market every, minute, and we break down what's actually happening in Houston real estate using real data, real trends, and what it means for you if you're buying, selling, or relocating. So, again, my name is Armando Espinosa with EXP Realty here in the Houston, Texas. And most of my clients I work with aren't casually browsing homes. They're relocating from higher cost markets. They're balancing career moves, family schedules, commute times, and they're usually making decisions in that $700,000 to $900,000 range. And what they're trying to avoid isn't just the overpaying part. It's just making the decision that feels right today, guys. So, but what creates regret later? Because in a market like this, clarity becomes more valuable than speed. So, in this episode, I'm going to walk you through what's actually happening inside of Houston, especially inside the loop, and how to think it through the right way, guys. So, we're going to break down, and everything we're going to break down is based on data from the Houston Association of Realtors, HER, which is my MLS, reporting from the Houston Chronicle, including Catherine Fesser at some of the articles, and development insights from the Houston Business Journal from Olivia Pushnelli, and national housing trends from Zillow Research and Redfin. So this isn't just noise. This is what the data is quietly telling us. And I'm always trying to keep my pulse on the data, which is the title of the show. So let's slow this down. Houston is no longer in a hyper aggressive seller's market. Sad, huh? Inventory has moved toward 4 to 5 months of inventory of supply, according to the HAR. And that sounds neutral, but it's really not, guys, because psychologically, this is what's happening. Last year, sellers expected multiple offers, buyers felt urgency, homes sold fast. But today, buyers are cautious more than ever. Sellers are adjusting. Time is becoming a factor again, and they're taking their time. And here's where people misread this. They think, the market is slowing, but what's actually happening is the market is becoming very selective. And would it be crazy to think homes aren't selling slower? They're just being forgiven anymore. Or they're just not being forgiven, excuse me. They're just not being forgiven anymore. They're not overlooking the bad conditions or the not so good conditions, right? Because this is the one of the clearest signals of the shift are the price reductions. The Redfin data, backed by economist Daryl Fairweather, shows an increase in listings with price reductions. Zillow Research, including Jeff Tucker, also highlighted longer days on market, but here's the part most people miss. Price reductions are not just about price. They're about positioning failure, guys, because what happens is this. A home hits the market, it doesn't get the traction it needs. Buyers start asking, hey, what's wrong with it? Which is a very valid question, even though there's nothing wrong with it. And once that happens, you're not negotiating from strength anymore. You're negotiating from explanation. Would it be a mistake to assume price fixes everything? And so when perception is what actually drives the value. So now let's zoom into where this really, really matters. Inside the loop, areas like Houston Heights, Montrose, Timber Grove, Lazy Brook, Oak Forest. And this is where relocating professionals are buying. This is where the market is becoming more complex because now you have resale homes, new construction, builder incentives, you have increasing inventory pockets, lots of inventory out there. And the Houston Business Journal has been covering this heavily over time, especially through Olivia's Pulsinelli, reporting on development and supply. So now the decision isn't, do we like this house? They're not asking that. It becomes, how does this compare to everything else available right now? Would it be crazy to think you're not competing against one home? You're competing against an entire category of options, guys. There's a ton of category, trust me, lots of inventory. And now let's shift over from present to future because this is where high level buyers win. Projects like East River and the Buffalo Bio expansion in the East End, East Downtown Revitalized, are covered by both the Houston Chronicle and the Houston Business Journal, are actively reshaping parts of this city. And data from the City of Houston Planning Development Department shows ongoing permits and infrastructure investments. So when you buy, you're not just buying the square footage, you're buying future walkability, future demand, future resale leverage. And those places have been popping off pretty rapidly. I mean, they're just growing quickly. A lot of those homes are either being demolished or being gutted out and renovated and put it back on the market. So, would it be a mistake to ignore what the area is becoming and only focus on what is today? So you gotta focus on forward movement. So now let's talk directly to you if you're relocating, okay? Because your situation is very different. Everyone's situation is different. You're not experimenting, you're executing a plan. And the concerns you have are real. You have the flood zones, insurance. Oh my gosh, insurance has been going up and down, but mostly going up in different places. Property taxes, commute times, long term resale, and the research from the Kinder Institute for Urban Research confirms that buyers prioritize the lifestyle, accessibility, and efficiency. So, lifestyle, you had the hike and walking paths throughout the Buffalo Bayou trails, the White Oak trails, and all that, which I love to spend my time on. The accessibility, you have the roadways, you have closer proximity to work. Maybe you work in downtown, East End, North Side, Midtown, all those places. and lots of connection routes to that, and then the efficiency. So once you're inside the loop, or maybe even inside the beltway, your commute time almost cuts in half. And so you're really in the walkability, right? The efficiency and not having to drive somewhere. Maybe you can ride your bike or walk to the park that you really enjoy. So the real decision isn't is this a good home? It's does this reduce the risk in our life, right? Would it be crazy to think the best decision isn't the most exciting one, and it's the most predicting one? And so let me explain everything we just talked about. Excuse me. The buyers who win in this market understand four things. Okay, market timing, which is coming from the HAR data, pricing psychology is what we talked about from Zillow, Redfin. We have the development direction, which is the Houston Business Journal and the Houston Chronicle, and lifestyle positioning is from the Kinder Institute. And when you combine all of those, you don't just buy a home, you make a decision that holds up 5 to 10 years from now. Would it be a mistake to approach this casually? And so, if you're planning a move to Houston, especially inside the loop, you don't need more listings, you need clarity. Everything we talked about here, from the HAR data to Houston Chronicle reporting to national housing trends, points to one thing: this market rewards preparation and punishes assumptions. So if you're trying to figure out your next move, there's a link below. We can walk through your situation because everything's different, or you can keep watching and start putting the prices together yourself. My name is Armando with eXp Realty, living in Houston, Texas, over 30 years. I'd love to connect with you very soon. And thanks for hanging out with the Houston Pulse Market Minute. Take care.